any other involvement did you have in this investigation?
We wrapped up after that, and then the next morning, which would be later in the morning after the search at Englishtown, the autopsy was conducted at 9 a.m. on Saturday the 3rd.
April 3rd?
April 3rd.
Okay. And did you go to that?
Yes.
And when you went, where was that located?
Community Medical Center in Toms River.
And when you got there, was anybody else there, or did you go with anyone else?
There were 2 detectives.
From the very beginning, this testimony establishes experience and credibility. The witness explains decades of law enforcement service, first with the Florida Department of Corrections and then with the Hardy County Sheriff's Office. This isn't a rookie on the stand. This is someone who has seen countless investigations. That matters because every detail he shares next carries serious weight. Engagement question. Do you think long experience makes testimony more trustworthy, or should evidence matter more than years served?
From my unit, Detective Daniel Lesnikowski and Detective Ralph Laudicina, as well as Detective Purcell from Barnegat Township Police Department, Detective Dennis Mitchell, Detective Joe Mitchell, Sergeant John Carroll, and Lieutenant Brian Haggerty of the Ocean County Prosecutor's Office.
Now, while you were there, what was your understanding of what your role was?
So our role in the autopsy is we basically work hand in hand with the medical examiner, which was who does the autopsy, and we do all the photographs and collection of any evidence from that autopsy.
Were photographs taken?
Yes.
Okay. Who took the photographs?
Detective Lesnikowski.
And were you in his presence while he was taking them?
Yes.
Right. And who directed him to take the photographs that he took?
We have a set of standard photographs we take on every autopsy, then everything else after that is done at the direction of the medical examiner, pathologist.
The tone shifts quickly when the witness describes hearing the call over the radio and responding to the scene. He arrives at a residence connected to the defendant, Tracy Nix. What he sees immediately signals tragedy. A man on his knees in the yard, crying, hands covering his face. Another woman walking frantically. No shouting, no chaos, just shock, panic, and grief. This is the moment where the courtroom stops feeling procedural and starts feeling painfully human.
Just conducting the examination.
Judge, may we approach sidebar so I could show the court the pictures first?
Sure.
Thank you.
The witness confirms what happened. A young child, Uriel Shock, was left inside a vehicle. That single statement carries enormous emotional weight. The frantic behavior suddenly makes sense. This wasn't confusion, it was realization. A realization that came too late. Audience reflection. At this point, do you feel this is negligence, a tragic mistake, or something more serious? The investigation moves from the scene to the hospital. The witness is instructed to photograph the child, documenting what no family should ever have to endure. He confirms that when the photos were taken, Uriel was already deceased. This is where the case becomes irreversible. No explanations or intentions can undo what has already happened. The courtroom reviews deeply emotional exhibits. A photo of Uriel in the hospital bed, her clenched little hand, a crocheted blanket placed over her, the onesie she was wearing that day. Each item isn't just evidence, it's a reminder that this was a real child, not a case number. The clenched hand, especially, stands out, silently raising questions no one wants to ask out loud.
Members of the jury, Ms. Sharon has a few more questions, and we'll probably break for lunch at that point, but we have a few more minutes, so Ms. Sharon, please proceed.
Thank you. So you were saying that
One of the most emotional moments comes when the witness explains the teddy bear. He placed it with Uriel before closing the body bag. He doesn't even know why, he just did. That small human act speaks volumes. Even trained investigators feel the emotional toll of these cases. Engagement question. Should moments like this affect how a jury sees a case, or should emotions stay completely out of justice?
when you go to the autopsy, your purpose there, part of that is to take photographs, right?
Correct.
And I think you had said that some of them are standard and some of them are at the direction of the medical examiner?
Correct.
Okay. When you first get to the autopsy before you begin your pictures, could you tell me what happens? What happened in this one?
So the deceased is transported from the location of incident, which in this case was Southern Ocean Medical Center. We seal the body bag. Every body bag is identified and sealed. The decedent's information. It also is the seal numbers placed on the bag, and also in very large letters, "Do not open." So that bag is basically now treated as evidence from Southern Ocean Medical Center to Community Medical Center. We have a funeral home. We have funeral homes on contract that transport for us. So in this case, he was transported to Community Medical Center, where he is then placed under the care of their security and morgue, where he's signed in, kept in the morgue, and remains there until we arrive for the autopsy the next day.
Okay. And when you arrived for the autopsy the next day, what was the procedure initially?
So the initial procedure is the bag is brought into the examination room, placed on a table, and we then rephoto that bag as we last left it, which would be sealed and marked. We then rephoto all that again, and then the bag is then unsealed by the medical examiner's personnel to begin the examination.
Okay. And was there a name and markings contained on that bag?
Yes.
Okay. What were those, if you could tell me?
It would be the name Corey Mitchell and his date of birth, social security number, the bag time, who bagged it, and the seal number.
And all those things were present on there when you arrived at the autopsy?
Yes.
Next day. And were they the same or substantially similar to the hospital the night before?
Yes.
Now, after you photograph the bag in that condition, what is the next part of the procedure, generally speaking?
The testimony turns technical, but important. The witness carefully explains how body bags are sealed, labeled, transported, and documented. Every step is designed to protect evidence integrity. No shortcuts, no confusion. This section reinforces that the process was controlled, methodical, and by the book. This matters because later arguments may try to question handling or responsibility.
So the next part of the procedure is we open the bag. That seal is broken. As I said, once the doctor's ready to begin the examination, the bag is unzipped, and we do a overall photography and examination of the body as the way it was, because this is now the first time the pathologist is viewing the body.
So some of the photographs are taken then at the onset, before the autopsy begins?
Correct.
Okay. Are there more photographs taken after those initial ones?
So the first one would be as he was. The second set would then be after all the medical equipment, clothing, and any jewelry or anything else is removed.
Is there another set that's taken after that?
Then after that, we do the posterior of the body, and then that is when the examination begins. And the doctor then pretty much runs the show from there and what pictures are taken of.
And then do you take pictures during the actual examination?
Yes.
Photos are taken before the autopsy, after clothing removal, and during examination, all under the direction of the medical examiner. The witness makes it clear, investigators don't improvise. They document. The pathologist leads. The facts lead. At this stage, emotion gives way to forensic reality. After the hospital procedures, the witness interviews family members and others connected to the defendant. His involvement ends after those steps. No hidden actions, no dramatic confrontation, just a slow, methodical gathering of facts in the aftermath of loss. Final overview. What this case shows. This courtroom testimony paints a devastating picture, not of malice, but of irreversible consequence. A child's death. A family shattered, investigators doing their jobs while carrying emotional weight they can't fully detach from. The evidence shows careful procedure, clear documentation, and a system trying to make sense of something that should never happen. The final judgment will hinge on responsibility, intent, and accountability, but the loss itself is unquestionable. Final call to action. Cases like this force us to confront uncomfortable truths about responsibility and tragedy. Do you believe this was criminal negligence or a heartbreaking mistake? Should intent matter when the outcome is irreversible? If you value deep courtroom breakdowns and real legal analysis, like the video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next case. You be the judge.